are looking at, again, reviewing substitution method a little bit and moving on to elimination method. So with substitution method, blank one of the equations for one of the variables. It's solve one of the equations for one of the variables. You should have x equals something or y equals something. Blank the expression into the other equation and solve for the other variable. Substitute, hence why it's called substitution, although I cannot spell the word substitute. Yay for spell check. The value, blank this value into the revised first equation and solve for the other variable. Again, substitute this value into the variable. Finally, the solution, blank the solution by plugging into the original equations. Find the solution by plugging into the original equations. There we go, words. So we're going to just try a couple of these. For A, I'm going to solve for x. So I'm just going to get x equals positive 2y, because we added 2y to both sides, plus 4. Then we plug that in where we see x. So we're going to go to parentheses, 2y plus 4 minus 3y equals 1. Next, we do that fun and exciting thing everybody forgets, which is distributive property. Don't forget to do the distributive property. Okay, so we get 4y plus 8 minus 3y equals 1. We're going to combine like terms. 4y and 3y go together. 4y minus 3y is y plus 8 equals 1. Then we're going to subtract 8 from both sides, and we get y equals -7. Finally, we're going to take this and plug it back into that original problem to find x. So we're going to get x minus 2 times -7 equals 4. So I get x minus, negative and a negative makes positive, plus 14 equals 4. Subtract 14 from both sides, and x equals -10. Now I am going to change my color here because I am checking, and I'm going to put it in this second equation to see if it works. I'm going to go 2 times -10 minus 3 parentheses -7 equals 1. 2 times -10 is -20. -3 minus 7 is a positive 14 equals 1. So we did something wrong because this is not the right answer. That does not equal 1. So let's see where we made a mistake. We solved for x, that's good. We plugged in 2y plus 4 minus 3y equals 1. That's plugged in correctly. 2, 8, -3, 4, and -3 is 1. We get 8 equals 1. We subtract 8 from both sides, so that should be -7 for y. And then we're going to take -7 and plug it into x. And we do get positive 14 equals 4. Let's see, did I plug these into the right spot? Oh, 3 times -7 is 21. There we go. See? That's why checking is important. So that is our substitution method, a review of it. We're going to go down. When you use substitution method, you will obtain the same solution, x comma y, whether you solve for x or y first. You should begin solving the variable that has a we're going to say no number in front. No number in front. So we're going to indicate which variable you should solve for first. For A, we're going to say x. We're going to do that second equation because x is by itself. For B, we're going to do y. We're going to do that first equation there. If neither variable has a number 1 is a coefficient, you can use the elimination method. Makes life easier. So the blank the equations with like terms in columns. Line up. Blank that differ only in sign by multiplying each term of one or both equations. We're going to talk about that later. Blank solving for the remaining variable and blank. So we'll come back to these. We're going to start with a nice easy one. We're going to look at A, and then I'm going to do some other examples from another sheet. So for here, since this is our first one we're doing, we're going to add straight down. Each of these, they're lined up in standard form. Remember, standard form is that AX plus BY equals C. This is remembering all the way back from chapter 2. So these are lined up correctly. So we're going to just add straight down 10 plus 15. That gives us, we'll do it the other way. Negative 3x and negative 3x is 0. 2y and 3y is 5y equals 15 plus 10 is 25. Then we are going to divide both sides by 5. And we get y equals 5. We've already found y. And then it's the same thing we've done before with substitution method. We're going to plug it back in. So we're going to go 3x plus 2 times 5 equals 10. And we get 3x plus 10 equals 10. And we get 3x equals 0 because we subtract 10 from both sides. So we get x equals 0. And again, you can check. You can go negative 3 times 0 plus 3 times 5 equals 15. And you will find that 0 plus 15 does equal 15. So 15 equals 15, and we were right. So I know I did that a little bit fast, but I really wanted to show you that we're eliminating. We're crossing this out right here. That's why it's called the elimination method or the cancel method. And then we're adding straight down, giving us our answer. And then we do just like we've done for substitution method. We plug it back in. I did it for this first equation right there, and solve and get x. Remember, as all of these, the one thing I did not put in here was the final answer, which is 0, 5. I need to have that for my answer because I'm looking for a point where they intersect. So we're going to do another one. We'll do it slower. I'm going to change where we're going to do it. I'm going to do this one right here. Number 1. Okay. Again, I'm adding these straight down. Okay. So 2x plus 3x is 5x. The y's cancel. Hello, or eliminate, that elimination method. Okay? And it equals 12 minus 2 is 10. Now I'm just dividing by 5 on both sides. And I get x equals 2 as my answer. Now I'm plugging it back in. We go 2 times 2 plus 2y equals negative 2. And I get 4 plus 2y equals negative 2. And then I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. Again, just solving this equation. And I get 2y equals negative 6. Divide by 2. Y equals negative 3. So my answer, therefore, is 2, negative 3. Okay, I can check my answer, which is always a good plan. I'm going to put it in that second equation. So it doesn't matter, you could have put it in the first. 3 times 2 minus 2 times negative 3 equals 12. So I've got 6, and a negative times negative is a positive, plus 6 equals 12. So 12 equals 12. I'm good. I've checked my answer. Sometimes I like to even make a little check mark next to it. Check. I've done it. Okay. Let's do another one of these. Let's look at 3. If you look, if I add these straight down, what's going to cancel out? Hopefully, you're thinking about it and you get y. X plus x is 2x. 2 plus 3 is 6. I have to double check because I put my line too far over. I just want, oh, it's negative 3. Good thing I did that, because this is negative 1 then. Divide by 2 and x equals negative 1/2. You won't usually get a fraction like this, but sometimes you might. Okay? 2x, 2, and 3 is negative 1. Okay, so now I'm going to put it in. Negative 1/2 minus y equals 2. So I add a half to both sides, so I get negative y equals 2.5. I could just changed it. I know that was a weird change, but I like the decimal better here. And so I'm just going to divide by a negative, and I get y equals negative 2.5. Now I'm just going to check my answer. So I'm going to do this in a different color. And I'm just going to go is negative 0.5 or 1/2. Remember, they're the same thing. I'm using them interchangeably on purpose so that you guys can see that they're the same thing. I've got a negative and a negative. I'm going to put this in parentheses so you can see. 2.5 equals 2. So now I've got negative 0.5 plus 2.5 equals 2. And yes, it does. 2 equals 2. If we take away that half from 2.5, I do get 2. So that is my answer. Again, I won't usually do that to you, but I wanted to show you how that would work if you have a fraction. So I get 0.5, negative 0.5, or negative 1/2. They're the same thing. Again, I'm doing it on purpose where I'm showing you both of them because I want you to see that you could use either. I'm going to move this up just a little bit. Those are our answers. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do number 5. Let's do number 5. We're going to add straight down again. 2x plus 4x is 6x. The y's cancel. 12 plus 24 is 36. 6 divided by 6x and 6 divided by 36 gives us x equals 6. Then we're going to plug it back into that original equation, and we're going to go 2 times 6 minus 3y equals 12. So 12 minus 3y equals 12. So negative 3y equals 0. So y equals 0. Now let's see if this worked. I'm going to change the text color so you can see the difference. We're going to check our answer. I'm going to use the first one because it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go 2 times 6 minus 3 times 0. Does that equal 12? And we get 12 minus 0 equals 12. So it does work. 12 equals 12. If we stuck it in the second one, you could see that it works as well. Okay, so again, my final answer, make sure you put the 6 first, then the 0. Now maybe we can do a little space in here and I can move it where it's supposed to be. There we go. So those are some examples of elimination methods.